the second part of Rob Scanlon's report into the latest technology helping the sport evolve.
Yes, something called Rezzil is revolutionizing the game, and its arrival at the time of a global pandemic has certainly opened up new possibilities.
I'm back at Manchester Metropolitan University's Platt Lane campus, which was Manchester City's training ground for 35 years. Now, their former captain Vincent Kompany is involved in a tool that is helping current and future elite players. It's cutting edge and it uses virtual reality.
It's claimed that Rezzil builds resilience in athletes when it is needed most, and it's certainly helped a top Premier League striker.
Yarmolenko, Antonio! Acrobatic and emphatic!
I've got Rezzil at my house, and there's times where you can't go out and you can physically kick a ball, so in the house I can do things and have nothing. I'm not physically kicking the ball, so it's just nice striding, working on my touch, working on technique. It gives you a bit of a sweat on as well, so it is decent.
This is a tool that will assist managers as well, like the man currently in charge of Anderlecht. Andy Etches, one of the founders of Rezzil, also used to work at the current Premier League leaders, and it's the elite clubs who are embracing the huge possibilities of virtual reality.
I think Vincent's got a real, a real interest in data and pushing boundaries and looking deeper into the game, and obviously we're able to do that. So I think we can do a little bit of a two-way street where we can obviously give some tools that would be useful to him, and then obviously he can give a mountain of expertise, or just point out that that's a great thing to do, or this isn't too great. Things like that is invaluable. We've basically been growing rapidly over the last 3 years, expanding in the UK, working with 4 of the top 6 Premier League teams already. We've got another 25 teams across the world, everywhere from Chile through to Russia, teams that we work with the intention eventually to bring it to everybody and put it in people's homes.
After putting on the headset and sensors, players can do practice drills and compete in leagues against their teammates. They can replay specific incidents or entire games. Managers can view things from a player's perspective to understand why they made the decisions they did, perhaps eliminating some debates and arguments. The analysis is available instantly and appeals to the many footballers who love playing computer games.
I saw a Premier League footballer on this the other day, and he was looking at analysis of his game. Now this player went in and he went, right, so that's me in this particular game. I've seen that player, I've seen that space. Can you rewind it for me? Can I look at that? And I do happen to know that this particular player is a gamer, and he's quite keen on gaming, and he could see that interaction. So what we've probably got, in which actually was not an analysis session, all of a sudden he wanted to talk for 15, 20, 25 minutes, which wasn't there before.
When the Premier League was suspended in March of last year, players had to train on their own. Whether fully fit or recovering from injury, virtual reality offers solutions.
Yeah, so I have it installed in my house, so during lockdown when we couldn't be playing, I used to just go on that, and it's not like it's work, it's one of those things where it's so fun. It's a virtual game, you work on your technique, you work on your first touch, your passing, and your finishing.
We've had a lot of success with players who are going through long-term injuries. When players aren't able to kick a ball or get out on the field, or maybe even not a running stage yet, we can basically put a virtual ball at their feet, and they can experience matched-out pressure and just get that feeling of actually standing up and kicking a ball again, maybe 6 months before they'll actually kick a real one.
Out of a couple of clubs that I've worked in with this system so far, we have seen players get back to play quicker. I mean, given the situation we're in at the minute, where there are so many games to be played in such a condensed period, if you can get a player back quicker and safer, that's a massive bonus to any football club or any squad out there.
I think the best way it's used, and the best way I've seen it used, is basically from a teaching perspective, where you take first team data and you kind of filter it down through the academy and say this is the movement or this is the positioning that our star first team player will make, and this is how he creates that space. It becomes really easy to explain that to a player from a first team perspective at first team speeds when they're not actually out on the field. So it's fascinating for that.
As the platform continues to grow, it's not just current and future Premier League players who get to enjoy it. A fan experience game called Rezzil Player 21 has just launched, so Premier League supporters can now have a go as well.
Absolutely incredible. I like one of those in my house. Mikel Antonio has one. Why can't I?
I know, that's epic.
Well, just some final news lines to bring you before